All right, you guys. So we're working today with we're going to focus on writing linear equations from word problems, and we are going to be solving them in this case. Because we're going to be working with word problems in this case, guys, we are going to be writing equations in the format of y equals mx plus b. Once again, this is slope-intercept form. So this is what we're writing our equation as. We have y in this case, guys, representing the total. The rate of change in this case being slope, which is m, and then constant being our fixed number, which is b. We will be using various or different variables in this case, guys, so just keep that in mind that these variables x will be changing. So a few things in this case, guys, to consider whenever we're creating the equations, we are going to make the equations equal to the total. And then on the other side, in this case, guys, we'll be having the rate times x, right? So whatever rate in this case it represents, and our constant being added to that. So let's go ahead and start off in this case, guys, here. So we have Catherine in this case, right, who's buying eggs and apples at the store, right? She does pay a total of $47.45 for eggs and apples. She does pay $6.77 for the eggs, and she buys a total of 6 bags of apples. They all cost the same amount, by the way. What we want to do in this case, guys, is write an equation with x to determine how much each bag of apples costs, right? So let's go ahead and set this up in this case, guys. Let's go ahead and set it up here. So first things first in this case, guys, we'll say this is problem A. Problem A. And I want to go ahead and identify a few things, right? First of all, in this case, guys, how much we are spending. My total in this case, guys, is $47.45, right? That's my total. That's how much we're spending. Other things in this case, guys, is that we buy a total of 6 bags of apples. So we have 6 bags of apples. We have a total of 6 bags of apples. And we also bought eggs for a total of $6.77 for eggs, right? So if I want to go ahead and set up an equation in this case, guys, once again, it's going to follow the format of having our total equal to the rate times x plus the constant, right? Now, we know the total in this case, guys, is going to be $47.45, right? That's what the equation is equal to. Now, we do seem to be getting confused in this case, guys, in identifying which one's the rate and which one's the constant. Keep in mind in this case, guys, the constant is a number that I can't change, that it's already given to me. It's known, right? Now, if I were to be taking a look at both of these, the one that is actually known is the eggs, right? The price of the eggs. So this one would represent my constant, right? So I could do 6.77 plus my rate, which is 6 bags, and at a certain price, and we'll say that that's x. Because x is unknown and we want to find the price of the bags, we're going to go ahead and actually pair that with 6, making it the rate. Once again, the constant in this case, guys, is a is a fixed value. You can't change it. It's already given to you. So we already paid $6.77 for eggs. We just need to find out how much we paid for the apples, right? Each bag of apples. So this here is our equation, guys. That's my first answer here. That's my equation. So let's go ahead and type that in. 47.45 is equal to 6.77 plus a 6x. Right, now let's go ahead and solve for this, guys. I want to go ahead and now solve for x. So then I have in this case, guys, 47.45 is equal to 6.77 plus a 6x, right? My left side, my right side. So I'm going to go ahead and first move anything that's being added or subtracted to x, and in this case, it's a 6.77. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 6.77. All right. I know that this here is going to become a 0, right? And let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see here. 47.45 minus 6.77. It's going to give us 40.68. And I'm going to go ahead and bring down the 6x, right? Now, between the 6 and the x, once again, guys, that's multiplying. So inverse of that is division. So let's go ahead and divide by 6. And that actually gives us $6.78 per bag of apples. So in this case, Catherine buys each bag of apples for $6.78. Let's go ahead and do this, 6.78. Let's go ahead and check, and that's how it's broken up in this case, guys. Number of bags is 6. Cost per bag is unknown. Cost of X, our total, right? So, and when we set it up in this case, guys, it's the number of bags times the cost plus the cost of X equals the total, right? So that's what we got. Okay, see the next one in this case, guys. Next one. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this one here, right? Now, on this one in this case, guys, it's mentioning that we have a soccer team in this case who's raising to go to a tournament, right? They're supposed to raise, in this case, $2,143.50, right? So the total, what they need to raise in this case, guys, is $2,143.50. Okay, it says that if they rent the bus in this case, guys, that's $888.50, and the budget for each player is $62.75 for meals. All right, so in this case, bus total, so the bus in this case is going to be $888.50, and meal per player is going to be $62.75. And what is unknown in this case, guys, is X is number of players, right? And we need to know in this case, guys, how many players are going to see how many of them actually can, how many meals we have to purchase, right? So starting off in this case, guys, once again, we do have our equation, which is going to be equal to the total. Now, out of this here, guys, once again, X is representing the number of players. Meals of players is $62.75, and then the bus is $888.50. So my constant in this case, guys, which is something that's already fixed, I can't change it. So regardless of how many players I take on the bus, how many decide to go, I'm still going to be paying $888.50, right? That's not going to change. So this is the constant, right? We know that this here is going to be your total. So therefore, this here is our rate. That is our rate. So let's go ahead and create the equation here, guys. $2,143.50 is equal to $888.50 plus 62.75 X. So let's go ahead and solve this here, guys. Let's go ahead and solve it. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract $888.50 first. Becomes a 0, right? So let's see. 2,143.50 minus 88.5. That gives us exactly 1,255 equal to 62.75x, right? Because we're solving for x in this case, guys, we are going to divide both sides by 62.75. So let's see what we get. And we actually get exactly 20. So there's going to be a total of 20 players going and 20 players who are going to be having meals purchased. So the team can take a total of 20 players to the tournament. Okay, so our answer here is 20, and our equation 2,143.50 I'm missing a number, is equal to 888.5 plus 62.75x, right? Keep in mind in this case, guys, these could be interchangeable. So I could actually do 62.25x plus 888.50 and still get the same answer. All right. Let's take a look at another one in this case, guys. And this one talks about the theta, right? So we have in this case, guys, Amadou, we'll say Amadou, has a point card for the movies, right? Movie theater. It says he receives 30 points in this case, guys, for signing up. And each time he visits the theater, he gets 8.5. If he wants to get a free movie ticket, he does have to get a total of 115 points. So it's a C, right? So in order for us to get, just to sign up, once again, is 30 points, right? So regardless in this case, guys, if you decide to go to the movies, if you decide to go 20 times, if you decide to go 0 times, you're still going to have already 30 points in your card, right? That's not going to change because you signed up, you automatically have 30, right? Now, each time you visit, you get 8.5 points per visit. Which means, like I mentioned, you could go 2 times, you could go 10 times, you could go however many times you want. Each time you visit, it's an additional 8.5. And if I want to get a free movie ticket, I have to accumulate a total of 115 points. So in reality, in this case, guys, our goal here is to try to reach 115. What we want to go ahead and find in this case, guys, by the way, the variable here is V, is how many visits, number of visits we have to make to get a free ticket. So let's go ahead and start off in this case, guys. We know in this case, my final goal is to get a free movie pass. So I'm going to go ahead and make the 115 my total, right? Now, each time I visit in this case, guys, I am going to be getting 8.5 points. So this is actually representing the rate, right? Because each time I go, it's going to be increasing by this much. Therefore, the 30, which is a number that's already set, it's already given to us regardless if we go or not, is going to be our constant because that one's not going to change. So let's go ahead and create the equation. 115 is equal to 8.5x, or V, plus 30. All right. So let's go ahead and work out the equation, guys. I'm going to go ahead and do the inverse, subtract 30 to both sides. That's going to give us 8.5 V is equal to, I want to say 85, right? From there, we're going to go ahead and divide by 8.5 and divide by 8.5. So that should give us a roughly 10, I believe. All right, but let's check because I could be wrong sometimes. 85 divided by 8.5, it is 10. 10. So must visit the theater a total of 10 times. So let's write our equation here. 115 is equal to 8.5 V, 8.5 V plus 30. Our solution in this case, guys, is 10. We got that correct. All right, hopefully this helps out. And make sure you guys do show your work. And by showing work, I mean this here. Thank you.